Hello guys, Dmitry is here, and today we're gonna talk about model called Portal. This model comes from the library Angular CDK and it allows you to render your UI really flexible way. Watch this video until the end and you will see how to build the application which depends on the context can render different action buttons to interact with. It's gonna be very interesting. So let's get started to figure out what is Portal. Alright, we have got the application. I prepared some skeleton for you, and there is the very simple app where we have two pages, users and orders. There have some dummy data which doesn't really matter for this exact case. The interesting thing that we have this area called action area, and depends on which page we would like to render different action buttons here at the right bottom corner. And it might look very trivial, but there is one thing which doesn't make this task really so trivial. It is that if we have a look at the component, we will see that they don't have the parent-child relationships. Yeah, they are located in different component tree hierarchy. And our action area located here, and this is the place where rendered our pages, users and orders. And I hope you are already aware how routing and services are working in Angular, because this is the, I would say, quite advanced topic. And if you are new to Angular, I would suggest you to take some for beginners course, and I would recommend you some really useful courses which you can find in the description to this video. Alright, then let's continue. And then second thing I would like to mention that I will add the link to the source code for this application, so you can check out this and follow this video, and this initial state will be in the Git, so you can use it. All right, let's talk a little bit implementation. So how we could solve this issue? Well, there are different ways how to solve it with the different levels of insane, I would say. I will show you the example of bad design without portals, and then we will implement another approach which is way more flexible and better by using this portal model. And let's get started with the bad solution. I will switch to the bad solution branch, and yeah, let's have a look how I implemented this. So inside this action area, if we open this, I put such an ugly ng-switch statement, and we have different context like users and orders, and depends on this context we render different buttons. So you can see if the context is users, we render the one button. If it's orders, we render different set of buttons. And this context comes from the service which kind of bridge between this actions area and our components like users and orders. And this service has such a method which called switch context, where we can set different context, and you can see that I'm using this inside the order page and users page. So inside the ng only need, I switch this context. And also because they are on the different levels, we should somehow react on the click on the add new user button or the search button. We have to somehow handle this logic and we cannot handle this within these actions because it will be really too much responsibilities for this context. So I delegate this logic to the appropriate page. So if it's add new user, so I delegate this to the user page, and inside the user page I subscribe to this add new item event, and depends on this I show some view or handle it somehow different way. So this is how it is implemented, and you can see it in action. So I go to orders as example, and I see different buttons, and if I go to users I see this one button, and if I click I see the form like this, so I can add the new button. Like, this is working solution, but it has a lot of disadvantages, and the most important is, which I find really a bad one, is that we spread the functionality across multiple components, and it leads to the situation when if you need to remove some action or add some action, you have to also modify actions area component and also your users component, or whatever component which provides this functionality, which needs this action buttons. And imagine for a second that this action area, comes from the library which is being maintained by another team. And this might be a problem, yeah, if you're in the big company. It's really headache sometimes to ping another team, please implement me this, and then I don't know, then you ping pong these things across the teams. That's really terrible. And the other thing is that imagine if we would like to extend this functionality with another context, like as example, if I select this row, I would like to see also some different buttons like remove this item or edit this item. Yeah, that's easily can be. This is a very common use case, and if we want to have it, we have to also introduce a lot of another context like users, and then users and selected one item or selected multiple items. This is like complexity will grow exponentially in this case, and it will be really headache to implement to maintain such implementation, such features. And well, I would suggest you to implement right now with portals module, and we will see which benefit it will bring to us. So let's then close it and switch to the branch which I call good solution. So let's switch to this branch and let's start to implement it. So I would suggest you to start with app module, and first of all we have to import this portals module, right? So I will do it right now. So you can see that it comes from cdkPortal. Yeah, by the way, don't forget to install first this Angular CDK. Then inside the action area, we have to define the slot where we're gonna render this piece of UI. So if you imagine the usual portal, yeah, we always have some entrance and the exit, and this exit will be this our outlet. And I will write here ng template, and having this I can use the directive called cdkPortal outlet, and this outlet takes the portal itself and I will have this portal as observable, and I will use async to subscribe to it. And also let's go to the action area component TypeScript file, and we will create this property somewhere here, and it will be observable with type, not template, portal. All right, and what next? Next we have to create the portal content itself, and in order to do this I will go to the users page, so right here, and somewhere below, so I will create the template here, and also I will create the template variable and call it portal content. Here we go, and here below I will here between this ng template I will render the button, and let's grab this button from here. So I would like to have this fab button. Let's copy it here. Now I can paste it. I'll just remove it because I don't really need it, and instead of bookmark I will render the add icon. Alright, that's we have, and now we have to somehow render this piece of UI in our slot. And again, if we recall how looks these portals, we have entrance, exit, and such thing called wormhole. Yeah, and this wormhole, this is gonna be our service. We will create a service which will like do this job, will be act as a bridge between those two. So I will use the NX console. This is the really nice extension for VS Code from NX team, and they provide you kind of graphic UI for Angular schematics. It's really useful. And I will call this service portal bridge. Let's call it like this, and I say that I skip test, and now I can click this run button and it will generate the service for me. And having this service, let's add some functionality to it, and I will suggest you to create a private property called, let's say, active portal, and it will be the new subject, and don't forget to define the type to it, and the type will be template portal. Here we go. And another property I would like to provide is a public read-only property called portal, and it will be active portal exposed as observable. So we allow only read values from this stream, but we don't allow to emit values in this stream. All right, and in order to emit some value to the active portal stream, we will use special method for this, like set portal. Yeah, set portal, and it will take the portal itself, and then we will do what? We have to define type. It is a template portal. And what we do here, we just say active portal next and pass this value. Here we go. We are almost ready to go. the next thing, we just have to connect those to this action area with our users page. And I will do it like this. So first of all, I will inject our service. I will call it portal bridge, and then I will assign to this portal, I will assign the actually active portal from our service. And then inside the users page, I have to set the active portal, right? So I have to also inject our portal bridge service. Here we go, and here I have to set the portal. Make sense? And how we set it, how we get this portal. So there are a couple of ways. The first one is to create it manually, so I will show you how to do it. Let's introduce the constant called portal, and here is the new template portal, right? And it asks us to provide a template reference and view container ref. It should be quite easy. First of all, we have to get reference to this portal content, right? So I will use the view child for this view child, and I will read this portal content, and here will be portal content. Here we go, and it's gonna be template reference, template ref, and oops, and this is unknown. All right, that's what we have, and we also have to inject the what do we have to inject? View container reference. Okay, view container ref. Right, we have now everything to create a portal, so let's provide here this portal content and then the view container reference. And now we have created this portal, and we can set it as our portal. And it okay, it's VS Code is just too slow. All right, so we can save it right now and check how it works. So I will go to our application, and we can reload it, and nothing had been rendered. Why? Cannot read property created embed view of undefined. Why it cannot? So it means that this portal content is undefined, and I know why. Because we're using view child, all right, and we try to access the value inside this ng on init, which is wrong actually, because at this point of time it will not be resolved. We have to use either ng after view init, or we can say here that static true. And if we save it and now reload, we'll see this button here. And also this might be cumbersome to create this everything. So there is the easier way. There is a special directive for it, and we can actually remove this everything, or we can wrap it inside some, I don't know, ng container, and we could use the CDK portal directive. All right, and then we could just get access to this directive right here. So we don't need this, we just have to access our CDK portal, and here we can say that this is the CDK portal type, and we don't need this portal anymore. We can remove it, and instead we can use directly this portal content here, and it will be working as it was working before. And of course we can remove this injection, and now we see that the same thing happens here, and yeah, we can navigate, but here's the problem that this button stays. We don't want definitely to have it, so we need to implement also on destroy lifecycle hook. There below there will be ng on destroy. Here we go. And once we destroy this component, we want to also destroy this portal content. So I will call detach method on it. And if we save right now and check it, we will see that it appears once we enter this page, and it disappears when we leave this page. So this is very basic introduction how you can implement it. Then few words about the event handling. So if we, as example, want to handle the click event, so let's call it click handler. If we want to handle it, we can do it directly in this component, and something like, let's just console log it for now. Just want to show you that it works. So now if I go to the users and I click button, you will see that we can handle it from this component. So in this case, our logic is located in one place in this users page component, and the beauty is that if we want to add some new action or remove some new action, we just removing it from here, we remove it from our view, or we can remove the whole button completely. That's it. That's everything what we have do. We don't need to touch our action area. We don't need to touch our bridge service, because bridge service, it's nothing to do with it. It just proxies, it just emits the portals which you need to render to the outlet, and that's it. So this is pretty much everything about this module. Let's revert it. Now, though this template portal is the most, I would say, widely used type of portals, there are also two another ways how you can create a portal. You can create a portal from component and also from some DOM element. And let me quickly show you how you can also create those portals as well. So let's start with the component portal, and the type will be component portal as well. All right, and now inside this only need lifecycle hook, we can create just instance of components. So let's create one. I will use again the NX extension component. I will call it action buttons. The model, I want to define it inside the app component, CSS, skip test, and now I can run it, and it should build or create the component for me. All right, here we go. This action buttons component has been created, so I close this tab and okay, it wants to have a type, so let's have the action buttons here. This is the type of the component, right? And here we will create the component portal, and I just need to path this action buttons component. Here we go, like this. And now I have to replace our portal components to component portal, and it says, all right, it says it's wrong type, so let's extend also our this method, and here will be component portal. All right, and the type, let it be any. And also we have to adjust this right here. Or even better, we can extract this to the type, right? Type alias, and I will call it portal, just portal. And we have to replace this everything here. All right, looks better now. And this is, I believe, it, right? So we can reload the page, and there's still our add button. Why? What we have forgot? For now, remove this click. Why? Because we didn't save this component. Come on. Yeah. Right, and we see now that instead of actions button, we see the content of the component, right? And if we navigate the way, it says that attempting to detach a portal that is not attached to the host, blah blah blah. All right. Because yeah, we have to detach the component portal here, because our portal content, our template portal, was not attached, so it says that, come on. Yeah, now I go away, and yeah, this component portal was destroyed. The last option is to use DOM portal. To be honest, I have never used this. I don't know in which use cases it might be useful, but still, that we have it, and that's good to have, right? So let's create a DOM portal, and it's gonna be DOM portal. All right. Here we go, and there I will create one. So DOM portal, new DOM portal, and here you have to define the element from which you want to create the portal. So let's create some section here, and I will give the ID to this, like DOM portal, and I will say that this is a DOM portal. All right, and I have to copy this ID, and then inside our TS file I will use the document, and let's inject it. Document and document. Here we go. And now we can just use this document, which we just injected, and use the method getElementById and paste copy and paste it here. And we have to also path here, instead of component portal, DOM portal. And again, we have to adjust the type. So it's going to be DOM portal. And now we see that the error has gone. And again, let's adjust it also here. And now it should work properly. Yeah, you can see this. This is the DOM portal, which is, yeah, great. As I said, I don't know where you could use it, but it's nice to have such an option. And also be careful with this DOM, because docs says that if you use this DOM portal, the directives which might appear somewhere here or components may no longer get updates. Okay, so let's be careful here. And what else I can tell you about this? This is actually essential things. Now you know how to create different portals, how to render this inside the outlets. And yeah, one bonus thing I will show you. It's what if we don't have access to this action area? As example, if we cannot add this CDK portal outlet, right? So it doesn't exist, but we have some section, as example, with ID called I don't know, actions. What we will do in this case? Well, we can create the outlet also manually, and we can create it from our users page as well. So I can go to our users page and create the portal outlet right there. And how I can do this? So let's first of all create a property, and let's call it portal host. All right, and the type of this will be the DOM portal outlet. All right, and then inside this ng-on-init, we should assign to this portal host the new instance of DOM portal outlet. And let's have a look what we have to provide. So first, this is the outlet element. This is this element where we want to render our content. That's what we have to provide. So we need to go here and use our injected documents in order to get element by ID actions. And the rest, what we have to provide, this is the component factory resolver. Here we go. Then we need application ref. Here we go. And then we need also injector. Let's inject our injector. All right. And now we can provide all these things here. This component resolver factory, then it needs application ref and also injector. Here we go. And once we created a DOM portal instance, we just say that, and here we have to provide the portal which we would like to render there inside this action section. So I will say that I would like to render our template portal. So this portal content, and I can save it, and now I can go to my browser and I see it was rendered there. And if we inspect this element, we can see that it was rendered inside this section actions instead of our outlet which we had before, instead this one, right? So we created this portal like inside our component, and we rendered in that outlet these action buttons, which is really powerful and can make your application really way more flexible. And now the last thing we have to do is to destroy our portal host. So I will just call detach on when we call ng on destroy, right? So when I leave this page, it will be destroyed. All right. Now I would suggest you to clean up this a little bit and implement the same for orders page, and we can finish with this topic. So I will revert our DOM outlet. I will remove this everything here as well, because we don't need it. We don't need component portal. We don't need portal host. We just leave this template portal. I will remove this part as well, and here instead DOM portal I will define the portal content, and here I also replace it with portal content. Here we go. Alright, that we can clean up later on before to commit. Let's go to orders page and inject our service, which called the portal bridge. Here we go, and then let's set portal bridge set portal. Now we have to create this portal, so I will use again view child for this, and it's gonna be cdkPortal, and I will call it portal content. This is gonna be cdkPortal. Here we go, and we have to provide this here. And also don't forget that we have to define it as a static true. Alright, and now inside this orders page we want to create the view for our portal. So what we wanna render here? We're gonna render here two buttons. The first one is a search, another one is the map. Doesn't really matter what the functionality are, but yeah, we have these two buttons for this context for order page. And here we just need to do what? We have to say that this is the CDK portal, right? Like this. And we have to also implement on destroy lifecycle hook, right? And there below I will implement this ng on destroy. And here I just detach the portal content like this. All right, here we go. And I believe we have to remove this and revert our portal outlet. And I believe now it should work fine. So we are on the users page and we have this add new button. If I go to the users, yeah, we see that there were rendered two action buttons here. So I think that's it. The only one thing here is that, okay, that's wrong type here, because yeah, it is expected only template portal, but we have the three different three possible types of this portal. So I have to import our portal from where we define this. I probably didn't export this. All right, That was somewhere in the service, I believe. Yeah, and we have to export like this. We can save it, and now we could adjust this thing here. So here we go. That's it. Alright guys, that was it. I hope the information was useful, and in your real application you will find the real use cases where Angular CDK portal can improve your application, make them more flexible. This video became a little bit too long. I tried to cover everything about this model, but if I forgot something, please write me in the comment section. We can discuss this there. Of course, subscribe to my channel if you find my videos useful, and yeah, stay safe, take care, and see you in the future.